The first computer program was published in 1843. The machine it was written for was never built, and the person who wrote it understood something about computing that its own inventor had missed entirely. Augusta Ada Byron was born in 1815, the daughter of the poet Lord Byron. Her father left the country weeks later, and she never met him. Her mother had a theory about that. Convinced that poetry was a kind of inherited madness, she had her daughter drilled in mathematics and logic from early childhood, specifically as an antidote to her father's blood. It did not produce the result she wanted. It produced someone who could do both. In 1833, age 17, she was shown a working model of Charles Babbage's difference engine, a brass calculating machine that could grind out mathematical tables without human error. Babbage soon abandoned it for something far more ambitious. The analytical engine would have a store for numbers and a mill to work on them, and it would be programmed with punched cards borrowed from the weaving industry. That is a memory, a processor, and a program. In 1837, in brass, it was never completed in his lifetime. In 1842, an Italian engineer published a paper describing the machine in French. Lovelace was asked to translate it. She did, and then she attached her own notes to the end. Her notes ran 3 times longer than the paper she was translating. The last of them, Note G, laid out a complete step-by-step method for the machine to calculate a sequence called the Bernoulli numbers. It has loops. It reuses intermediate results. It is, by any reasonable definition, an algorithm written for a machine, and it is generally recognized as the first one ever published. But the algorithm is not the remarkable part. Babbage saw a calculator. Lovelace saw that if you could represent something with symbols, the machine could operate on it, and that numbers were only the beginning. She wrote that the engine might one day compose elaborate pieces of music. That is general-purpose computing, described a century before anyone built a machine capable of it. She died in 1852, age 36. Her notes sat essentially unread for 100 years, until they were republished in 1953, just as the machines she had described were finally switching on.